Good morning, Hoppers. This is Mrs. Sutliff with your writing lesson for the day. And let's hop right in with our learning targets. First, today you are going to choose a new persuasive essay topic. Then you will think of a thesis statement for that persuasive essay. And finally, you will brainstorm your persuasive essay with another box and bullets. And if you have time, you'll do some free writing and try and generate some ideas about those bullets. Writers, you have already learned several ways to come up with ideas for essays. You can think of a person or an object or a place and record ideas about that topic, then take one of those ideas and develop it across a page. We did that just yesterday. When I said you can think of a place, you can just name a place like you named a person, or you can mind travel to that place. If you put yourself mentally in a new place, you can observe what is there and then push yourself to have thoughts about what you see. When you do this, you shouldn't just picture any scene. You should picture something that really matters to you, something about which you might want to write an essay. And that means that you really want to say something about that special place. You can observe what is there and then push yourself to have thoughts about it. You can tie this in with your special person essay by thinking of a special place where you've experienced a very special memory with that special person. In the same way, you could think of a very special event, something that was really important that happened to you, and there may or may not be a special person involved with that, and similarly, a special object. Those are all different ways that you can think of essay topics. And writers, one thing that I really want to make sure that you remember today while you're writing is that you need to be writing long and strong. So when you feel like you're starting to finish writing about one idea and you want to say that you're done, I need you to grab another idea or make up another idea. Start another box and bullets even in the middle of writing time if you need to, and start writing again about that new idea. You will need to push yourself to think not about one time or one story, but all the time or in general. This is just a reminder that when you start a new entry, you should do a box and bullets where you list your topic, and this right here is your thesis statement. So your thesis statement is your idea, it's your claim, in other words, it's what you're trying to persuade us to believe. And then all of your reasons are your bullets down here. Okay, so this should look really familiar because we just talked about our favorite food not too long ago and made a box and a bullet for each of the reasons why we liked that food. Every time you want to start a new entry, and it could be that you start 2 or even 3 entries in one writing workshop, you can start by doing a box and bullets for your new idea. And you can use any of these to help you. But today I'm going to talk about some very specific kinds of essay topics that we can write about. Here are the 3 different suggestions that I have for you. If, of course, you need an essay topic idea. You can do a Santa essay. That is where you write what you want Santa to bring you for Christmas. You can write a Thanksgiving essay where you write about your favorite Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving is coming up, and that's kind of a fun one, writing about food. You can write a cool essay. This is where you write about something that you think is cool, and you write in a way that convinces me that it's cool too. I want to take a moment to talk about the different ways that you can structure your essay so that it's a very sturdy cake. Do you guys remember what I was talking about? The cake that might look good on the outside, but on the inside it needs to also be good. Well, we're going to talk about the outside today. You do need to have some things with your essay in order to make it really feel like it works. And I want you to be aware of this now so that you can start trying to incorporate this structure into the flash draft essays that you're writing. So here's what you need first of all. In your introduction, you need a thesis statement that has all of your reasons. So your box and your bullet should be pretty much summarize all of them into your thesis statement in your first paragraph right here. Okay, that's what it looks like. Thesis statement because reason 1, reason 2, and most importantly because reason 3. Okay, that is your first paragraph. It's called an introduction. After you have that, you should write a paragraph for each reason and make sure that you elaborate not only by explaining the reason, but really giving examples. So here's an example of doing that. One reason that thesis statement, that's your claim, remember, is that reason 1. For example, and then you would give some evidence, also more evidence, and especially my most important evidence right there. Okay, this is an example of how you take one of your reasons, which is right up there, and you have a whole entire paragraph about it. And hopefully you're noticing that my reason number 2 also has its own paragraph right here. Another reason that thesis statement is that reason 2. For example, evidence A, evidence B, and evidence C. So all of my reason 2 ideas should all go together in my next paragraph. So you're probably guessing what's going to happen next is you have a reason 3, and your reason 3 has its own paragraph as well. And since it's the most important reason, it becomes kind of like the way that you decide to finish your essay. So although thesis statement, because reason 1 and reason 2, it is especially true because of this third reason. For example, and then you give your evidence A, in addition, evidence B, and then another example, evidence C, and then you repeat your thesis statement. That's why thesis statement. Okay? Now, I really hope that this is starting to make sense to you. I just want you to keep this essay frame out while you're working on your essays to remind you that you really do need to start organizing your writing. You need to get all of your first reason in one paragraph, and then you need to put all of your second reason in another separate paragraph, and you need to put your final reason in its own paragraph too. We need to have paragraphs. We need to have that structure with our essays. Okay, so let's look at some example thesis statements. Here is an example for a cool essay. My favorite celebrity is Justin Bieber. Okay, this is a real essay that a 4th grade student wrote a couple years ago. They thought Justin Bieber was the coolest and they wanted to convince me that he's cool. So this is a cool essay thesis statement example. Here I have, I think dragons are the coolest mythical creature. That's obviously an example of a cool essay, okay, where someone is trying to convince me that I should like something that they really like too. Then here I've got, I think Santa should bring me a snowblower for Christmas. That's an example thesis statement for a Santa essay. And finally, the best Thanksgiving food is stuffing. That is a thesis statement for if you decide to do your favorite Thanksgiving food. Now, you don't have to do these thesis statements. These are just examples. So I'll show you right now how you can go from picking which kind of essay choice you're doing, either 1, 2, or 3, to suddenly you have a thesis statement in a box and you can start brainstorming your bullets. Let's jump in here. This is a page in your booklet. And the example is a Santa essay. You do not need to write a Santa essay, but if you want to, here's an example that can give you a good idea of what to put in your box and your bullets. So, persuasive essay, boxes, and bullets plan. I want you to think about something you would like to get from Santa. This could be a present, like an iPad or a puppy, or it could be something else, like a wish for world peace, or a happy family, whatever it is that you would really like to get for Christmas, and you write your wish in the box like I did here. Okay. Then you think of at least 3 reasons, at least 3, but you can have more, you can have 4, you can have 5 reasons, but at least 3 why Santa should bring you this thing that you want. Okay, make sure you have 3 different reasons. Okay, I've done this before with kids where they come up with a reason and then their next bullet is actually evidence for that first reason, so they really aren't doing it correctly. You have to make sure that each reason is very separate from each other. And if you feel like you're giving more like evidence to support a reason, you need to save that idea for later. It's not a bullet, it's evidence. Your bullets are just your reasons. So here's my example. Please bring me a kitten for Christmas, Santa. And so I've got 3 reasons. You should bring me a kitten for Christmas because kittens are fun. You should bring me a kitten for Christmas because kittens are cute. You should bring me a kitten for Christmas because a kitten can teach me to be responsible, is what it says. I really hope you notice how kittens being fun and kittens being cute and kittens teaching me to be responsible are 3 completely different reasons, okay? I didn't write kittens are fun and then my next reason being it's fun to play games with them. Like, that would be evidence for why they're fun. So I need a separate reason to make a new bullet, okay? When you're working on your bullets, one thing that you can ask your partner to help you with is to make sure that you have 3 separate reasons. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a cool essay example for this box and bullets that I'm going to do to just really model and show you what I need you to do today, because you've already got an example of a Santa essay and you've already got an example of a food essay with the box and bullets. So this one's going to be something that I think is cool. So in my box here, I wrote down, I think video games are cool. That's a pretty basic thesis statement. The first reason I came up with for why video games are cool is because they are fun. Now I have to be careful here that instead of listing all of the reasons why I have fun playing video games, I move on to a completely different reason for my next bullet. Yes, video games are fun because you can play them with your friends, and video games are fun because you can do cool attack moves or whatever, and video games are fun because you can experience really cool stories. I need a completely separate, different reason for why I think video games are cool, and I needed actually at least 2 more reasons. So I'm going to think about another reason why I think video games are cool. Okay, I thought of another reason why I think video games are cool. I think video games are cool because they are a form of interactive entertainment where you actually have to control the story that's going on, and that makes it way more interactive than just if you were sitting and watching a TV show or sitting and watching a movie, and that's why I think video games are so really cool. Okay, so it was a little hard for me to think of this last reason, but I really pushed myself to think of a completely different reason besides video games being fun and video games being entertainment. Another reason why I really like video games is because that there's just so many different kinds of games, and no matter what kind of person you are, you can probably find at least one video game that you really like, that really fits well with your personality. So I think video games are cool because there are so many different kinds of games. Hopefully you really see that video games being fun and video games being entertaining and video games being all these sort of different kinds. There's really
3 completely separate, different reasons why I like video games here. Now that I've got a really good box here and at least three really good bullets here, I can pick one and start writing about my reasons. And remember, that's going to look like my essay frame here, where I put my thesis statement all in one sentence in my first paragraph, and then I pick one of those bullets, probably my first one, and I start a draft where I really start listing the evidence to support my reasons then. Okay, so before I show you how to do that, I'm going to send you off to work on this specific assignment right here. First, I need you to choose another persuasive writing essay for your next essay. You can do a cool essay like I just showed you. You can think of a Santa essay, Dear Santa, please bring me fill in the blank for Christmas, or you can write a Thanksgiving essay where you write about your favorite Thanksgiving food. Please pick one of those right now, turn to the next page in your notebook, and write either cool essay, Santa essay, or Thanksgiving essay on the very top of your notebook. Do that right now, and when you're ready, you can play this video again and read the then, and I'll explain your next step. So pause and do your first step. Are you ready? All right, then I need you to write your thesis statement in the box. Right, you're going to make your box, and then you're going to start your bullets. Okay, so then you'll think of reasons why you think that's cool, or why Santa should bring it to you, or why it's your favorite food, and you'll list your bullets. Right? If you finish all of that, oh, and by the way, you can use page 25 to see that example box and bullets again, and if you want to, you can even put your box and bullets on page 25 in your purple booklet. If you're done with that, I really do need you to push yourself to write the whole time. Be a 4th grade independent writer today and choose one of your bullets and start writing about it in your notebook. Write it long and write it strong, and don't worry too much about being perfect. Just make sure that you think about structure a little bit while you're writing, and that if you're writing about your first bullet, you should have all of those ideas be in your first paragraph. And then when you start writing about your second bullet, you should start a new paragraph. And I'm thinking I should probably write and create a bonus video for you so that you can really get a good idea of what I mean with actually writing your paragraphs and keeping it structured and organized. So if that's confusing to you, look for a bonus video in the next couple days here that will hopefully explain that a little better for you. And I think that's about it for today. So happy writing and hop to it.